Well, hello everybody. You're viewing Cooking Like a Man, and this is an urgent public service message concerning cornbread. My name's J.D. Fentress, and welcome to my kitchen. Well, if you're going to make cornbread, please, God Almighty, don't make it out of a box. If you're one of those people, you know who you are. It's okay. I'm here to help you. Don't have to tell nobody you're making cornbread out of a dadgum box. Here in just a second, I'll get back with you and show you the ingredients. Goodness sakes, cornbread's about as easy to make as peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you're gonna make cornbread, this is what you'll need. Some yellow cornmeal, some all-purpose flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon kosher salt, 1 cup of milk, 1 egg, 1/4 cup of cooking oil. You're going to need a whisk, a mixing bowl, and an oven preheated to 425 degrees. And be sure to preheat the pan that you're going to cook the cornbread in. I'll get back with you in just a second. We'll put this together and you'll see how easy it is. Hello, I'm back. Just like with any baked good bread or anything else you make in the oven, you want to mix the dry ingredients up separately from the wet ingredients. So the first thing we're going to do is mix up our dry ingredients. I'm going to take 1 cup of yellow cornmeal, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and 3 teaspoons of baking powder. One-half teaspoon salt. And whisk this together. Get the dry ingredients mixed up real good so that they're completely combined. Okay, that's done. It's thoroughly mixed. Now you need 1 cup of milk. It could be 2% or whole. And I start out with 1 cup of milk. Then we're gonna need 1/4 cup of cooking oil. So I just pour it in there until I see the measuring cup register 1 1/4 cups. Then I'll crack an egg in it. Try not to drop the shell in there. Then I whisk that up. Get the wet ingredients completely combined. That's simple. Then I combine the wet and the dry ingredients. Now some of you probably already noticed that I didn't put any sugar in there. If you just must have sugar, you would want to put 4 teaspoons of sugar in there. But to me, yellow cornmeal is already naturally sweet. And I'm type 2 diabetic, so I don't need any more. I don't need to add sugar to my diet, especially if it's not needed to me. Cornbread is just fine without it. But if I thought it needed a sweetener, I could always add this equal amounts of stevia to the cornbread mix and make it just as it'd be just as good as the kind with the sugar and a lot healthier for you. So if you're on one of those new keto diets, whatever, if you're diabetic, that'd be the way to go. Here in just a minute, I'll get back with you and we'll pour this mix off into the hot frying pan, stick it in the oven, and we'll get it baking. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Well, the oven's hot. It's 425 degrees. I'm gonna pull that pan out of there, set it out here, and show you how to fill the pan. I mean, it's no big deal. And then we'll put it in the oven and bake it for about 20 minutes. I think in that last segment, I just put 3 teaspoons of baking powder in my cornmeal mix. That's a mistake. Need 4. So I added another teaspoon while you were gone. But it definitely takes 4 teaspoons of baking powder. And that's the thing about, this is kind of like live TV. I'm not going to go back and do another take and mix another batch of cornbread just because I made a mistake. That's the deal though. It takes 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Let me grab this cast iron skillet out of the oven here and we'll pour off into it. Oh yeah, look at there. That frying pan's even got a good smoke going on it. Good and hot. You don't have to bake your cornbread in a cast iron skillet, but I think it's better and it's traditional. In fact, that pan got plenty hot, so I'm gonna let you go for a minute. Just let it cool off for a little while before I pour that mix off in there, because I don't want it to burn at all. I'll be right back with you. Hello, I'm back. I'll let this pan cool off just a couple of minutes, not long. That's an example of how when you're cooking, you got to kind of use your instincts sometimes too. So if it don't look right, don't feel right, probably ain't right. So, I just knew that was too hot. And it's still pretty warm. And cornbread does turn out better if you preheat your pan, but that was just too hot. So I just let it cool off a little bit. And I'm gonna pour this cornbread batter. Look, you can probably see it, cornbread batter. Doesn't that look nice? So anyway, I'll scoop this off in there. And it didn't sizzle at all or anything when I put it in that pan, so that means it's not too hot. Get that scraped off in there. It's okay if the cornbread mix is a little lumpy, or if it's a little stiff. That's how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be runny, like pancake mix or something like that. Get it scooped off in there. There we go. Then I'll just kind of smooth it out so that it fills the whole pan evenly, and the cornbread has an even thickness to it as we bake it. Like I said, it's pretty thick, and it may not smooth out on its own in time when I put it in the oven to be the same thickness. So there we go. I got it all the same. I'll turn this video off and flip it around so that you can see it and show it to you before I put it in the oven. Okay, there it is. You can see this little part right here where it got mixed up, got up against the stove. It's already browned a little bit. So I'm gonna pop that in the oven for 20 minutes and check it. It could take a little less or a little more, but we're shooting for about 20 minutes at 425. Well, I pulled that cornbread out of the oven a little earlier, about 18 minutes. Probably could have come out at 17. I hope I didn't get it too done, but I don't think I did. It'll be okay. Oops. I got a piece of it off there. I can tell you it tastes good. Well, I hope I didn't offend any of you box cornbread making people out there. But cornbread really is easy to make, and it's cheaper to make it this way. And you can feel better about yourself knowing that you made it from scratch. So, hope you all enjoyed this show, and I'll get back to you on the next video.